92.3 WTTS. Good morning, Matt Pelser. This weekend, thousands are expected to descend upon the Indiana State Fairgrounds for Winterfest, the 14th annual Winterfest. But there's a special event going on the night before. They're going to try this out with barrel-aged beers and some other special releases, and limited access for this particular event. But as I understand it, there is still some room left. And again, it's barrel-aged beers. And I am with Andrew Hood, who manages the barrel program at Sun King. Andrew, you doing all right this morning?
Doing well, yeah.
So you used to work with my wife,
Yep.
who used to work at Sun King.
Yep.
And so my wife and I kind of have a collection in the secret fridge in the basement where we cellar our barrel-aged beers. And it's like one of my favorite things to do is to dig one of those out like on a special occasion and just, pour a couple small glasses of these barrel-aged beers. I love it. I've got questions about barrel-aged beer. And again, some of this will be sampled on Saturday, but a lot of this is going to be sampled on Friday night as well. So when it comes to managing a barrel program at a brewery like Sun King, I don't know, give me the basics.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much for the most part, a lot of these beers are specifically brewed for barrels. Some big beers and some, medium-sized beers as well that we like to barrel age.
So what do you mean by that? Big beers and medium-sized beers, like heavy? You're talking about the heft of them?
Yeah, I call a medium-sized beer would be like a 6 to 7% beer, but like a big beer would be 10% and over.
Yeah. And the alcohol is from the barrel, but also it's brewed to be a high alcohol beer that will survive aging in a barrel, right?
Correct. For the most part, most of these beers, before they go into barrels, like between 10 and they can get up to 13% alcohol, and then they pick up a little bit just naturally from a wet bourbon barrel or gin barrel or rum barrel. So,
but mostly the barrel is about the flavor, right?
Correct.
It's about the flavor of the beer. So if it's aged in a rum barrel, or if it's aged in a bourbon barrel, or
you name it. Basically, we put beer in it.
How often do things go wrong?
For that side of things, like sour beers are like one thing, but for the spirit barrel aged beers, normally it's maybe like 5% of what we do with that will go wrong, and it's just basically like the base beer kind of rejected the barrel, which that happens sometimes. Normally, like my favorites are like we produce Wee Muckle. That's probably my favorite to put into oak, just because it takes on anything that we throw at it.
Wee Muckle was the first barrel-aged Sun King beer that I ever had in 2012. Yeah, it was marvelous.
It is delicious.
What do you think, in your experience at Sun King, has been kind of the wackiest idea for a barrel-aged beer that actually turned out pretty good?
Probably one of my favorites. So I'm originally from the San Francisco Bay Area, and there's a mushroom shop that's out there, and I've been working with this mushroom for 15 years, but it's called a candy cat mushroom, and it tastes like maple syrup. And we did a barrel aged stout and put those in, and it tastes like liquid pancakes.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. How bizarre!
It's insanely weird.
Okay, well,
it's delicious.
There will be, I'm sure, offerings like that on hand on Friday night, and probably some left over on Saturday for the regular attendees of Winterfest. But the special event is Friday night. I believe there's still some room. You can still get Winterfest tickets. You can still get early access, as I understand it, to Winterfest on Saturday, happening at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. And you can, of course, do that at the Brewers of Indiana Guild website, drinkin.beer/Winterfest. Yeah, it's like drinkin.beer/Winterfest. Andrew Hood, who manages the barrel aging program at Sun King. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you. Come see us.